I'm not so sure about you guys, but I personally have been enjoying diving in deep to the Woohoo Wellness and Pregnancy Overhaul mod by Lumpiao. In fact, my goal here on the channel is to cover each and every one of these modules in depth, giving you an idea of what is inside each one. Long story short, I've gone ahead and done a few here on the channel if you guys are interested in checking out the teen pregnancy module and the cheating and being faithful module, which are amazing, by the way. I'll go ahead and compile a little playlist in the description down below. But for today's video, we're going to be covering Module 8, Alternative Pregnancy, which includes Artificial Insemination and Surrogacy. Now, this module here, I actually haven't played with, and I'm so excited to see how it functions. So basically, a short description of this module is that it offers the possibilities for Sims to get artificial inseminations, become surrogate mothers, or have another Sim carry a baby for them. Now, I can't even begin to tell you how much story you're going to be able to tell with just this one piece of this mod. Literally, you guys, it is insane to me how complicated this entire mod is and how much it brings to the game. It appears with the artificial insemination, like the other modules within this mod, you're able to have your Sims make vital decisions on their pathway to pregnancy and even relationships if you have the cheating module. So for instance, here we can have Andrea look through portraits and pick who she would like to get a artificial insemination sample from, or the lab can pick it for her. Of course, there are different ways that you can get artificially inseminated, and based on which one you pick, that's the chance or the probability of you getting pregnant you'll have. Also, if you're in a relationship or you have a partner, your partner can voice whether they're on board with artificial insemination or not, which is really cool. Obviously, there are a bunch of moodlets here, which I'm hoping we will, experience when we play this module. Underneath moodlets, we do have two subtopics. The first one is discussing with partners, if any. If your Sim is in an official relationship, it is advised to discuss this with them first. They will either say they're on board or not through a choice pop-up window. Unless pop-ups are disabled, then the game will decide. Moodlets given depend on pregnancy preference. Acceptance will work for one pregnancy, but no more. We should agree about one child at a time, don't you think? The artificial insemination process and consequences. To get artificially inseminated, your Sim must choose attempt artificial insemination underneath pregnancy and family, and then alternative pregnancy. Chances of success are 50%. If it succeeds, pregnancy starts. If a partner exists and didn't agree to the process, they will be angry. Partners who agreed will have other reactions. Sims can tell others that they have tried this process and can tell others when they have failed. Reaction to failure, if the partner is the one told, depends on the pregnancy wish. Pregnancy will go on normally. Once of teen age, children can be told of how they were conceived. Note, family tree represents genetic truth. Sim profile represents actual relationships independently of blood ties. In total, there are 3 subcategories to this mod. The second one is hiring an NPC to carry a played Sims baby. So once you've gone and sent out your request, you will get a prompt from that Sim that is going to be carrying your child. Basically, you'll exchange your thank yous. Later down the line, once the pregnancy has developed, you will be asked if you would like to know the gender. Of course, you can decide to keep it a surprise or not. And then once that Sim is ready to give birth, there will be a prompt saying that the baby is very near to making its way into the world. Can they come over? You can either have them come over and have a bassinet waiting, or you can tell them that you really can't right now, which is kind of weird to me. I don't know why you would even say that. If I was having someone carry my child, I'd be on standby literally every second of the day. But there isn't any option, to my knowledge, to actually have your Sim go with the surrogate mother to the hospital, which I think would be really cool, but also very tricky probably in terms of coding. Now, there are a bunch of topics of discussion here, which of course you're definitely going to want to discuss this with your partner, just like you would any of these other methods. In fact, I actually think they have to agree because of like legal reasons, I suppose. There's also some information on genetics, the birth and after, important notes. I'm not gonna like bore you with those details. Definitely check them out though. It'd probably be very, 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 very very, very helpful for you to read those. And then I guess like there's this part here where it says hiring a playable sim to carry an active Sims baby for advanced users only. Not the recommended option. You know what? Not a problem. I'll just move on. So the third tier is active sim carrying a baby for another sim. I would love to play around with this. Are you kidding? I wonder if you actually earn any money from doing this, because I'm sorry, I would be doing this all the time. All right, so basically you get a couple moodlets. It says, how can you do this and not get attached to the being growing inside you? It's your baby. How could you give it away? I don't understand you, so I'm sure like maybe people can like also be nasty about it. I'm not really sure like what happens, but we'll play with all of these things, to be honest with you guys. So of course, with all of the other like subcategories, there's a bunch of details which you should definitely brush up on. I'm gonna read these off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys as much detail in game as I can, but let's go ahead and check it out. Here we are with my Yamamoto family. Basically, they are the freelance friends on my gallery at Gen 2606. Even though they've come together in union, they are worlds apart when it comes to what they want in terms of a family and when they want that family. Now, they've been trying, or well, Scarlett's been trying for quite some time now, and unfortunately, she isn't able to fall pregnant. So she is definitely considering the artificial insemination route. Now, I'm gonna actually have her go and approach Tyler with this revelation just to see if he would be interested in going about creating a family that way. So let me go and disrupt his sim scuffle really quick. We're going to click on the sim. You'll also notice that there will be a pregnancy and family little pie menu where you will be able to discuss alternative pregnancies. So we are going to discuss opting for artificial insemination. I'm really curious to see what Tyler is going to say, given the fact that he obviously does have a very different opinion about children right now. So let me go and try that again, because I think due to the fact that he was on the computer, she wasn't able to ask him. I was getting a little worried that it wasn't working, but she's finally having that discussion, and let's see what he thinks about it. I'm so nervous. Oh, we get to decide. Alternative conception. Scarlett asked Tyler if they could try artificial insemination to get a baby. Like I told you guys earlier, he wasn't feeling having a child right now. Look, I don't really think this is a good idea right now. So of course, Scarlett, who really wants a baby, has this moodlet not in agreement from partner's refusal. Scarlett's partner said they'd rather the couple did not attempt artificial insemination. To be perfectly honest, this was not the answer Scarlett thought her husband was going to give her, and it has made her overall really sad. Tyler, on the other hand, is feeling embarrassed over the discussion, which I find intriguing. I would assume he would feel more uncomfortable, if anything, but it says not in agreement. Tyler doesn't want to cause his partner sadness, but he also just doesn't want this artificial insemination process and its potential consequences to happen right now. Even though Scarlett and Tyler did not see eye to eye in regards to the artificial insemination, I'm still curious to see what would happen if Scar decided to still follow through with it. So underneath pregnancy and family, we are going to go back in to alternative pregnancies. Mind you, you can also define your pregnancy wish, but this capability came with, I believe, module 1 of the mod, so we're not going to talk about it too much. But anyways, going back into alternative pregnancies, we can still attempt the artificial insemination, where we have 3 different options. So the first one, we have intra-cervical insemination, which only costs 500 simoleons. So of course, we have a low chance of success. We have the intrauterine insemination, which is a middle ground of success and chances, but also costs 1,000 simoleons. Of course, the best and most highest probability of success is the intro-fertilization, which costs 1,500 simoleons. Now, I want to go for the lowest and the highest, but I'm a little curious to see what would happen if we just went for the middle ground instead. Hopefully, we could get a chance of success or failure, because at this point, I'm totally down for either. So we're gonna go for it, and then it looks like she is going to attempt artificial insemination, and it says artificial insemination source. Would Scarlett rather look through portraits to pick a source for the artificial insemination, or would she rather have the lab pick a sample at random? We're gonna look through the portraits and pick. So as you guys can see, they're all NPCs. Any sim you haven't played will constitute, I think, as an NPC. I'm not 100% sure, but gosh, I'm hoping so. I'm thinking, Johnny, maybe, Gavin, I don't know, Raj, Bob even. I'm actually kind of tempted, to be honest with you. That hair, though, is like popping. I'm not gonna lie. I love his new do. There's also this kid named Colin, Jacob. What about, let me see. I don't know. I kind of want to go with Bob on this one, or maybe Eric, actually. You know what? Let's just go with Eric. I'm totally down for it. Scarlett has just returned home from the clinic with a nice little weird glitchy thing happening on her portrait, but we did get a notification saying hopefully the insemination attempt will have worked. And then we have a moodlet that says, will I be pregnant? Hopefully the insemination attempt will have worked. Before we have Scar go and take a pregnancy test, I do think it's really important for her to go and tell Tyler about her artificial insemination. So again, underneath pregnancy and family, we are going to tell about the attempted artificial insemination. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous as to what his response will be. Obviously, he wasn't on board earlier, so he might be feeling a little bit pissed off right now. Oh my goodness gracious. So he ended up actually getting a sentiment, and let's go check out what that is. Festering grudge. Oh my god. So he's like pissed. I mean, I would be too. What are you doing? He does have a moodlet here that says, secret insemination attempt. Tyler's partner didn't care about Tyler's opinion enough to tell him that they intended to get a child through alternative pregnancy means before they went ahead and started the process. Now a baby could be on the way, and no matter what Tyler's feelings are about having a child right now, it is a betrayal of trust of his partner to do such things behind his back. Naturally, I don't agree with Scarlett's betrayal, but we still need to find out if she is pregnant or not. So let's go ahead and take a pregnancy test. She does have this moodlet over here saying awkward conversation. Of course, Scarlett's partner was mad to hear that she went to get artificially inseminated without talking to them about it first. Well, you guys, it looks like the insemination works. Scarlett is eating for two. Now she has the uncomfortable position of having to explain how to explain. Now that Scarlett is pregnant, it's going to be a little awkward to explain to her partner that no cheating was involved, but simply a secret trip to the lab, and to make them understand why she did not discuss this with them prior to doing it. Keeping it a secret doesn't seem like it was such a great idea after all. Thanks to other modules within this mod, we can now discuss the pregnancy in so many different related ways. So for instance, we can actually have Scarlett go over here and we can share the big news with her husband. We can also organize to provide for the baby, offer to go to early parenting classes, enthuse about the pregnancy, ask if they want children, which we already know. And then we can try to reassure about the pregnancy. And then once he kind of calms down a little bit over time, we can try to convince him to accept the baby and also tell him we want to keep the baby. Again, those aren't a part of the artificial insemination module, those options, but they are a part of like the main part of the mod. And as you guys can see, Tyler is really laying it into her. He is not happy at all. But what if, hypothetically speaking, Tyler and Scarlett were on the same page about conceiving a child, but they just couldn't do it themselves, so they had to go the route of surrogacy. Let's see what that would be like. I'm gonna have Scarlett go over and of course discuss the possibility of alternative pregnancies with her husband, and we are going to discuss having a baby through a surrogate. I'm actually really excited to see what this is going to look like, just as all of the other possibilities with this pregnancy mod. Just makes it feel so realistic, and it gives many options to Sims to have realistic pregnancies and challenging ones too. Alternative conception. Scarlett suggests that she and Tyler should have a baby through a surrogate mother. What does Tyler think? Sounds good to Tyler. Tyler is not interested at all. So we're gonna actually go the opposing way. Instead of him being against it, he's going to be all for it. And that means we now have a notification that says, all right, let's look into it. And then Scarlett should have a potential happy moodlet that says happy agreement. It was a difficult request to make, but Scarlett had hoped her partner would understand why this matters to her. The opportunity it represents for her to have the child she wishes for, and what a joy it was to hear them understand and accept that they look into this process together. Now that Scarlett and Ty have come into an agreement in regards to the surrogacy, the only thing left to do is to hop in to the pregnancy and family pie menu on Scar, and underneath alternative pregnancies, we will now be able to have a baby through a surrogate mother from the agency for 5,000 simoleons. Ask a sim from the agency of surrogate mothers to carry your child. The sim hired through the agency of surrogate mothers can give birth in Scarlett's home, letting her witness the birth and name the baby. Choose from a select list of available surrogates, which will grow the more sims discuss or attempt the surrogacy. Here is the list that we have so far in terms of surrogate mothers from the agency. Earlier, I did say that non-played sims were considered NPCs. I think that was inaccurate information, so please just ditch that one, throw it in the bin. Now, if I continue to talk to Tyler about it, apparently this list will grow. To be honest with you, I'm totally fine with picking from this list just to save time. I actually really like Ra here, so we are going to ask her to carry our child. Ra will carry a baby for Scarlett. They'll give her a call or two. Scarlett can invite them over anytime through the alternative pregnancy menu. Once the pregnancy is at term, Scarlett can invite them so that they can give birth to her new baby in her presence. Otherwise, Scarlett can wait a day longer and invite the surrogate after birth to have her baby brought over. I'm literally gagging on how realistic this mod is, you guys. If we actually open up Ra's profile, you will see this sub relationship that says surrogate mother. Ra is carrying a baby for Scarlett, which I actually like. And obviously, because she is carrying our baby, we have some sort of relationship with her. So Scarlett is cooking up some asado, and we're going to invite her over. I believe underneath alternative pregnancies, we can invite over the surrogate mother. Of course, Bob could smell the asado from a mile away, and poor Eliza was like, let's go see what the Yamamotos are cooking because that sounds literally delicious. So I guess Ra will be right over. I don't know how to pronounce her name. And I just noticed also, side note, we are missing a door. Okay, I was wondering why Scarlett was like running through the front. That was like really weird to me. I downloaded this from Kayla, aka Little Simsy, but apparently you need to have like move objects on. Otherwise, you're gonna have that issue. But I'm pretty sure she is here, and she doesn't actually have a face mask this time, which is pretty incredible. Here she is walking down the street. Is she carrying my baby? There it is. Oh my god, you guys, she's really pregnant. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're getting a phone call here. So it says, hello, my name is Ra and I'm carrying your baby. I am happy to be able to bring it into the world for you. I'll call back a little bit later to tell you how things are going. Feel free to invite me over if you want. Wonderful to hear. Thank you. Obviously we have invited her over, and I thought she wasn't wearing the mask anymore. I have to update my freaking slice of life mod. I think that is what's causing it, because every time I'm walking around, like, my Sims are really just way too in to the whole self-care freaking trend. Okay, she's thinking about that she's gonna cop a Lambo after this. Apparently, I mean, the Yamamotos are paying a pretty heavy dollar. So of course she's having some morning sickness, and I don't think steak is what she really wants. We can exchange names, which is irrelevant to this mod. But I'm wondering if there's anything that we can do. Oh, we can ask about the baby's birth gender. We can ask about the pregnancy progress. Let's do it. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I probably will speed through her pregnancy because literally, you guys, I'm not interested in waiting like 3 sim days. Did you see the way she sat down? Ra, my name is Scarlett. I like that you can exchange names. Where the hell did that even come from, honestly? This pregnancy is going very well. You have nothing to worry about. Oh, I love that. Okay, can dad engage at all? Because that would be amazing. Let's see if it is possible. I really don't like the fact that with this mod, dads really don't have much involvement, and I feel like they are an equal part of bringing a child into the world. It takes two to tango, you feel me? But that's a little weird. So yeah, let's have Scarlett ask about the baby's birth gender, even though I personally would like to keep it a secret. We're still gonna ask anyway. I do believe she will also call you if the time is appropriate, to ask if you want to know, but otherwise you can actually ask. Now, it might be too early, but I guess not. She already knows things that we don't. Our baby will be born boy. Finally, we just received a notification that the surrogate mother carrying a baby for Scarlett is ready to bring the baby to her. Invite them over and ask them about the pregnancy process. I am so excited. I didn't receive a phone call or anything, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I did kind of cheat through the days through UI cheats. You can't actually select the surrogate underneath MC Command Center to propel the pregnancy further. You actually have to be patient or cheat UI cheats, which I guess means you could miss the phone call. She hasn't called or anything, but it's totally fine. Like, I'm just excited to see her deliver. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, I do believe I actually have to invite her over through the pregnancy and family tab. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh my God, baby's ready. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Okay. All right. Just be patient, Scar. Just be patient. In fact, she actually did invite her over yesterday and she was asking like how close she was to have the baby. And then it says, I see you're impatient for the baby to arrive. I can't speed it up any though. So that was kind of cool. I wonder if she's still preggo. She's still pregnant. So she actually hasn't given birth or given birth. Given birth, I think is the correct way to say that. Oh my God, like I'm excited. This is so cool. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, let's go over here and invite mama in. Obviously she is ready to get this baby out of her pregnancy and family. Ask about pregnancy process. That should do the trick. I love how throughout the entire pregnancy though, she's literally like worn this Louis Vuitton sheet mask. I'm gonna name the baby Louis. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm naming the baby Louis. It's happening. All right, so here she goes. She's ready. I don't know if she's gonna give birth right here or over there in the nursery where I actually have the bassinet, but I'm ready to do this. Like, let's pop it out. Come on now. Give me my baby. Oh my God. She's miserable, y'all. She's freaking miserable. Her water just broke. That's a different mod, by the way. That's a different mod. If you're interested, I'll link it with this one. But yeah, her water broke, but she isn't like giving birth though. That's kind of weird. What am I supposed to do? Oh, the surrogate mother will join your household for the time of the labor and then we'll leave it. Once the surrogate is gone, don't forget to welcome new baby so that your child knows who its parents are. Here she goes. She's off. She's strutting her stuff. Let's go. Come here. Come on, Tyler. Come on. I'm so excited. This mod is like complicated. I love it. Oh my God. This is seriously giving me so many good vibes. Like, I could have done so many things with BenMR, but you know what? It's okay. It happens. Anyways, here she goes. She is given birth. I can't wait to see what happens. I did notice that by default, the baby will have her last name. So we are going to give him our last name. And I think it's Yamamoto with 2 O's or maybe 1. I can't remember. But because, again, she was wearing a Louis mask, we're going to name him Louis or Louis Yamamoto. I think that's actually really cute. Now that she's done, she should leave the house. Now do keep in mind there is a glitch happening with babies, like on their little icons. It doesn't actually represent them in game, which is weird. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me, but just letting you know. So here we go. I love how he has like a really clear face right now. So she's actually left the, oh my God, I have to go now. Try not to miss me too much. See ya. That is seriously insane to me how they can just add it like through the mod, add that sim to your household and the second they give birth, leave. So of course we need to come over here and meet the new baby. Oh, they have their own pregnancy and family tab. Oh my goodness. So let's go and do that. So of course they know who we are. Oh, so beautiful. This is seriously, it's like touching. I'm in love. Like, I'm actually in love. So underneath the sim panel, we are currently acquaintances. We don't actually have a relationship with the child just yet, maybe because we're still meeting the baby. How wonderful. The surrogate mother gave birth and Scarlett has just welcomed their new baby into the family. So now, he knows that we are his parents, and of course he is our son. So that's really intriguing. I'm curious to know what would happen if we aged Louis up to a teen, if maybe Scarlett and Tyler could announce or explain how he was conceived. Baby Louis is all aged up and I've got a couple questions. First and foremost, where the hell did he get that hair and those brows? Because those were not genetically ingrained into his DNA. Now there might be some answers answers to my question in the notes, but of course I didn't read those like I said I would, so I really just don't even know. One thing I did notice for sure, hold on, I hate you for wanting to replace my other parent with this ugly person. I have no idea what the heck that is. I did notice that he actually has 2 moms underneath his relationship panel. First one is his biological mother, so I thought, and then the second one would be his surrogate mom. Quite interesting if you ask me. Now, here's the gig. So I guess Scarlett can actually tell Louis how he was conceived, but it just shows that he was conceived through artificial insemination, which he wasn't. He was conceived through surrogacy, but you know what? It's totally fine. I love how his surrogate's mother's, you know, little water pond is just sitting there. But let's see what happens when she tells her son how he was conceived. Learned of my conception from learning a secret. Louis had suspected before that there might have been something a little unusual about his conception because contextual clues didn't add up just right. Yet there was nothing to overthink. Now that he is old enough to have been told that he was conceived through a different path than most Sims, he will simply have to add that reality to his personal history, regardless of what it will mean for him. For the very last part of this module, an active Sim can carry a baby for another Sim. Now, we preferably should ask Tyler if he would be okay with Scarlett becoming a surrogate. So we're going to go and extend that courtesy and discuss carrying a baby for another Sim just to see what his general reaction would be. Now, I'm curious to see what it is that he will... Oh, we can actually decide. Never mind. That makes it easier. Surrogating for others. Scarlett says she wants to carry a baby for another family. What does Tyler think? They can do as they wish. Tyler is willing to go with it. It may hurt them or the relationship, so it's a no. I think, you know what? If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Tyler is going to go with the flow on this one. Partner support. Scarlett's partner said that she should go on with her idea of carrying a baby for someone else if she is truly sure that that is what she wants. It's nice to have some support like that. Scarlett is feeling overjoyed with her husband's response, so now that we have gone ahead and gotten his approval, we're going to go underneath pregnancy and family, alternative pregnancies, and then we are going to register with Agency of Surrogate Mothers. If Scarlett has an official partner, it would be best to discuss this with them before doing it. We already have, so let's go ahead and register and see what happens next. Okay, so she's feeling like really flirty. I swear to God, that's not a rash. It is actually quite cute to see him so excited for her, and I don't know, I like that he has or that he's being supportive, relatively speaking. All right, so it's taking a little while for Scarlett to register. Apparently this is an online application. Scarlett is now registered with the Agency of Surrogate Mothers and may get phone calls asking her to carry a baby for others. Call me impatient, because I really am. I've been waiting for a phone call and I have gotten jack diddly squat skin. So what I am noticing, better late than never, is that underneath alternative pregnancies, we can carry a baby for another Sim. Like, we don't technically have to wait, hypothetically speaking, to get that phone call, which is actually really cool. I would have hated to have wait or not even shown you guys that part of the mod. So, ooh, whose baby do we want to carry? I don't know. A part of me kind of wants to carry a baby for Mariana. This is the Simsy save, after all, and she is a single mom wanting to have another child, maybe via, you know, artificial insemination, and I'm the surrogate. I honestly don't know, but we're going to go for it. So, Mariana is the one that we are going to carry the baby for, and then we are off to get artificially inseminated. We do have a notification that says, thanks for calling the Agency of Surrogate Mothers. We most certainly have a family waiting for a surrogate. Come over and we can get the process started. If you want to do this again in the future, don't hesitate to register with us. Scarlett should take a pregnancy test to see if the insemination has worked. The family who hoped for her to have their baby probably are dying to know if a baby is on the way. Naturally, we're going to have Scarlett go and find out so she can provide the news to the parent. I would say parents, but we all know it's just Mariana. So here she goes, taking a little squatsy, and look at that. She is eating for 2. How exciting. Just like earlier where the surrogate was able to text us about the progress of the pregnancy, Scarlett is able to text the parents as well. So I'm going to have her go, and underneath alternative pregnancies, we are going to text the baby's future parents about the pregnancy progress, and then maybe even possibly we'll go and invite her over as well. It is a little early, so I might want to wait on this. I do want to see if there are any moodlet surrogate pregnancy trimester 1. Scarlett is carrying a baby for another sim. Hopefully the pregnancy will go well. Mariana says, thank you for giving us an update on the pregnancy. We'll be so happy once our baby is born. The cool thing is if your sim is a surrogate, they can actually propel their pregnancy with MCC Command Center, whereas you couldn't do that if you had a sim being a surrogate for them, if that makes sense. It is a little strange as the pregnancy advances and Scarlett's hormones and instinct occasionally push her to think of the baby or bond with the idea of it, but she must not, as this will not be her baby. Nothing that she didn't expect, but still something more to handle when it pops up. The pregnancy goes on. I was also under the impression that you can communicate with other sims that you are indeed hosting someone else's life inside your womb, but I'm not getting that option, so that's kind of frustrating. However, I did want to invite over Mariana before my pregnancy goes too far so that I could possibly, you know, have her feel the little one. Now, I wonder if I spent 200 simoleons, if I could find out what I'm having. I already know because I cheated the pregnancy, but I'm wondering if I would have to in order to tell them what it is. Like, or I just, you know what? Like, let it be a surprise. I wonder if I can, I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'm like kind of all over the map right now. So I'm waiting for Mariana to be here. She should, oh, she's running. she is bolting around the corner. All right, let's go over here and kind of greet her real quick, or maybe, oh, wow. Okay, we're about to bump into each other. Cool. So now that she's here, we are going to invite her in naturally. Okay. And then, I think once we have, you know, become acquainted, we should have a couple different options. So let me see if we have an option to have her invite her to feel the baby, which I actually really like. She thinks her home is immaculately clean, obviously, no duh. All right, so let's have her feel the baby. I don't know if anything is gonna happen, if we're gonna get a moodlet from having the biological mother, you know, like whatever. But I wonder if there's any type of sim profile. Oh, wait, hold on. Carrying a baby for Mariana. So there is like a little temporary relationship on the sim profile. I love that. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. I love that she's like feeling the baby and stuff. That is so adorable. Before sending Scarlett into labor, I did want to check out the last and final moodlet of the surrogacy, which just so happens to be surrogacy pregnancy trimester 3. Surrogate pregnancy trimester 3. Scarlett is nearly full term. Perhaps the toughest part of pregnancy is where it takes a toll on one's body. Scarlett is more than ready to have the child and see the end of the surrogacy process. The baby's future parents are certainly dying to meet it. This is the last and final stretch of the surrogacy. We need to go and have the baby as Scarlett is in labor. I do believe we get one more moodlet after that, and then we have to like send the baby off to the parents. I am curious to see if the baby actually joins the household, so we'll have to check that out. All right, so it's taking a hot minute. This is a big kid with a big old head. Okay, 10 centimeters dilated. Oh, and we can actually name the child. I feel like that is not my business. I really, really do. We'll name him Corbin. I forgot what her last name is, but you know, once she has hands on the child, I think it's kind of up to her. Now that Scarlett's surrogate pregnancy is over, she must remember to send the child to its waiting parents. To do so, click on the child, go to the pregnancy and family, then alternative pregnancy, and click send to surrogate child to its parents. That, my friends, was a total tongue twister. So I guess since the deed is done, we must ship off the little one. We can also decide to keep the child. Oh my God. I wonder what would happen if we did that. That would be horrible. No, we're going to send the surrogate child to the parents. Now, wait, hold on. We do get $8,000. What the freaking hell? $8,000? Are you kidding? Oh, I'd be popping out babies all the time, honey. Thank you for doing what you have done for us. We are so happy to meet our child. Now, Corbin, hopefully will get her last name. And I don't see that that's the case, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I think they should by default. But we're just, you know, a friend to Corbin. And then I do believe we are just acquaintances to Mariana. Surrogacy over. Scarlett is glad and proud of having seen the surrogacy process to its end. Now another sim is happily a parent thanks to her. Pregnancy over from surrogate pregnancy. It's nice to be done with the pregnancy. The surrogacy process is almost over now. Naturally, I wanted wanted to check up on Mariana and Corbin before we end this mod review, or overview, I suppose. The cool thing is I also noticed that Mariana does have a happy MOOLA, and it says, found a surrogate. The agency for surrogate mothers found somebody who was willing to carry Mariana's baby. The only thing that I see that it could be an issue is the fact that Corbin's last name is still Yamamoto. I think by default, once that sim enters the household, naturally their name should become whatever their parents' last name is. So it should be Corbin Palmer, which I think is a beautiful name, by the way. I'm very great choice. And I also feel like, you know, if you really wanted to, you can indeed change the name later down the line. It's not a big deal, so don't think it's the end of the world or anything, but it is just one little fluke that I noticed. Also, because she isn't biologically, which she is biologically the mother, that's crazy to me, but because she wasn't the one to give birth to Corbin, she isn't producing any milk, so she can't breastfeed him. So that's just something to note. But other than that, that is pretty much the entire module 8 of the artificial insemination and surrogacy portion of the Woohoo Wellness mod. Holy crap. This mod was seriously so freaking long, you guys. It's actually crazy how detailed it is. But if you all are interested in checking out some more details on the module 8 of the Woohoo Wellness mod, I will go ahead and link it down in the description, as well as a link to where your sim's water could break, just to add to the whole realism of pregnancy thing. And with that said, you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, you know what to do, boo. Don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. For the sun does not shine, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.